When it comes to self-directed 401ks and IRAs, the question shouldn't be, what can I invest in? It should be, what can't I invest in? And that's the beauty of the FinTech effect. So I caught up with the experts from Rocket Dollar to hear how advancements in technology is helping their customers invest beyond stocks and bonds. So why should somebody use a self-directed Rocket Dollar account?
Sure. So we have two different products. So on the IRA side, I think that we allow the 50 million households in America who collectively hold $10 trillion or more right now to essentially invest in alternatives with their existing accounts while keeping a great tax structure. On the solo 401k side, we actually work as a tax minimization vehicle. So for example, if you make some 1099 income, you have the ability to defer up to $18,500 and directly reduce your taxable income. So given the numbers of people who make money as an independent contractor and also the tens of millions of people who have existing IRA accounts, we think that we have a very broad offering that allows people both the flexibility to invest in new and alternative investments, of which there's many platforms available today. But on the side, we also are a great tax minimization tool, so I think it's a good financial planning product as well that we give at Rocket Dollar.
So talk to me a little bit about the diversification and what you mean by those alternative assets that folks can invest in.
So, ironically enough, alternative investments themselves have meant different things since the start of my career, but as they're defined today, you'd probably include items such as cryptocurrency, direct real estate, a private fund versus a public mutual fund. Those are all considered alternatives today.
So, who should ultimately use a Rocket Dollar account? Like honestly, somebody like myself, would it make sense?
So for someone who's just starting out in investing, it actually works out. Rocket Dollar accounts tend to be a pretty good tax savings plan, so you get to deduct your contributions on the IRA side, you get to directly reduce your income on the solo 401k side, but many folks, over 50 million households today, own IRAs or old 401k accounts totaling close to $10 trillion, so quite frankly, I would say that a big part of the US population is an eligible customer for our accounts.
So where did you ultimately get the idea for Rocket Dollar then?
Sure, I first discovered the accounts in 2010 when I read about supersized IRAs in a Wall Street Journal article. But more recently, I decided to start the company because I was driving in a Lyft during the holidays, and my driver told me that he was a pretty experienced investor. He was 27 years old, but I realized that he had all alternative investments, digital currencies, crowdfunding, and crowd lending in a completely tax-exposed account. And I wanted to combine the ability to use IRA-type tax treatment with alternative investments, and thus Rocket Dollar.
So technically then, is this a new financial product or building on something else?
Sure, yeah, not a new financial product, but I don't think that anyone's really tried to basically broad market to the consumer public directly that you have the flexibility to invest in alternatives using a retirement type account.
So I'd love for you then to walk me through the process of opening an account then.
Sure, customers go to rocketdollar.com, they can sign up in minutes, they give us the information required to open the appropriate account type, and then from there they transfer or contribute funds from an old account or new contributions. Then they can move money into the alternative investments of their choice just as easily as initiating an ACH or using a debit card.
And what about taxes? How do I avoid them? Earmuffs to the IRS.
Sure, well, contributions to a Rocket Dollar account are no different than a traditional IRA or a traditional 401k, whereby you get deductions for the amounts you contribute, or you're able to directly reduce your taxable income. So in a way, we're just utilizing a structure that's existed for decades. So the IRS is very comfortable and very well aware of how we avoid taxes using Rocket Dollar.
So it really sounds like Rocket Dollar has ultimately democratized retirement. What's next?
For us, it's basically to continue letting people know that you can invest in alternatives using a retirement account. I think that the FinTech ecosystem has done a very good job of providing many new investment platforms and choice. That's not what we provide. We just provide the vehicle so people can go and utilize their IRAs and 401ks to make investments that already exist, quite frankly.
Well, it sounds like you have a plan in place then. Henry, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
The sky's the limit when it comes to opening an account with Rocket Dollar, and it's all thanks to technology driving innovation and launching consumers into 21st century diversification. And to steal their line, your portfolio has never looked so good. From Medici Studio, I'm Shannon Rossick.